Hey Covenant, I'm Ashley. Thank you so much for joining us this morning in a time of prayer. I'd like to open up with a verse from the book of James, chapter 5, verse 13. Is anyone among you in trouble? Let them pray. Is anyone happy? Let them sing songs of praise. And I just want to talk to you guys about this Bible verse, kind of break it down a little bit. A few years ago, I was in a small group. And in the small group, we actually talked about this question. And it has always stuck out to me because the room was 50-50. Half of the people, they prayed when, times of trouble was happening in their lives. And the other half seemed to go to God more when good things were happening. They were more apt to giving, songs of praise. And I thought this was really interesting because I am probably one of those people that go for the praise aspect. It's a lot of times I personally don't feel worthy of praying whenever I'm in trouble. And I think a lot of that relates to social media. And you're probably wondering, how does times of trouble and social media, how does all that relate? Oftentimes you guys will hear about the highlight reel, all the good things that are happening in people's lives. And then you're comparing yourself to these people and all the good things that are happening. But have you ever stopped to think about when you're scrolling through social media and you cross this really traumatic post, something that's very sad and serious that's going on in somebody's life, and it hits you. Instantly you feel like, I need to go write this down in my prayer journal. I've got to remember to pray for these people, or I'm just going to stop what I'm doing right now and I'm going to pray. And we may compare ourselves to these people in a sense that, okay, well, my troubles definitely aren't as big as theirs, and I need to remember them, and I need to be praying for them. I'm tired, I'm overworked, I don't feel like I'm being a great mom, I don't feel like I'm being a great wife. These seem like they're so minuscule compared to these people that are going through such a tragic time in their lives. But the thing is, God doesn't see it that way. God, He longs to talk to us, whether it is, we're tired, we don't feel like we're sufficient enough. He wants you to know that you are worthy, that you can talk to Him about these things and come to Him in this time of need. And, we also need to remember, things that happen in our lives that are great, go to Him in thanks. Apparently, the other half of the room in my small group, they were more apt to go to Him whenever they were feeling a sense of self-doubt. But the other half was happy and going to Him and thanking Him and praising Him. And sometimes we can get really, really caught up in those happy moments and we forget, hey, that came from Him. That was all Him. And it's really neat to see how these things can kind of intertwine in the long run. Because once we get into a routine where we're praying for ourselves and constantly, trying to become better people, whether, it's a small, medium, or large problem in your eyes, it's all the same to God. He just wants to hear from you. And then, you take these bad things that are happening, and then we can start to see how they are becoming good things, that, there was a reason for these things. And then we can sit back and we can say, oh, thanks, God. Thank you for these things that are happening in my life. I didn't see it, back then, where things just seemed like they were all out of place and mismatched, and I was having a really hard time, and I just didn't think my prayers were worthy. I didn't think that I could matter. And then I began to pray to you, and things started to go uphill. So it all kind of goes hand in hand, and it's really cool to see how God is going to use your prayers. He is 100% jealous for you. He wants to hear from you, whether it is the good, the bad, the ugly. So I invite you guys to pray for yourselves tonight. And I know that probably sounds a little bit weird, or it may be a little bit uncomfortable, But you are worthy of those prayers. And whether you're feeling tired or lonely or any negative feeling, start praying for yourself and praying and seeing how we get to the good parts and how we can start praising for the happy times.